Today we are going over how to create a podcast episode in Final Cut Pro. Alternatively, it will be a similar process for most video editing programs, but we are going to focus on Final Cut Pro and some key things that are specific to Final Cut Pro. So let's get started. We are going to start with an audio only podcast. We'll do video later on. I'll show you guys that. But right now we're going to go to audio only. First, we're going to go ahead, go to our library, right click. Yeah, go ahead, right click, hit new project. You can do new event if you want, but I already have a bunch of events, so I'm just going to choose new project and I'll put it in this event just for the purpose of whatever. We can go ahead, keep it at 1080p. It really doesn't matter because this is going to be audio only. Okay, so then we hit OK for that. Of course, when I name it, I don't know. You can name it whatever you want. You can change the name later. We're just going to call it episode 1 podcast. And then we are going to hit OK. Now, as I mentioned, this is going to be audio only. So we are going to find this here. We already don't mind my messy library. Don't mind it at all. But we are on episode 1 here, but that's kind of irrelevant. Right now, we are going to put this at the beginning here. Click on window. Up here, it will be at the very top. Click on window and then go down to record voiceover. Alternatively, you can click options, command 8, or whatever the command says here, and then you just hit record voiceover. You can name it just so you don't get confused later. We're gonna name it episode 1. You don't gotta name it if you want. And then you can see the green bars here because of the fact that it's using the same mic I'm talking to you guys on right now, but you can select different mics, per what you have and whatnot. And then when you're ready, you'll hit record. It will do it 3, 2, 1 thing, and then record, and then you would be like, hi, in today's episode we are talking about movies or video games and movies, blah blah blah. And then after you're done, you hit stop. No matter how long it is, it can be 5 seconds, 5 minutes, whatever, doesn't matter. And since all you actually needed was the audio for this, you can do a couple of things. You can just straight up export the audio only like this, then upload it to your favorite podcasting site, or you can play around with voice isolation and whatnot till you see fit, or if you have a plugin that affects the audio, you can apply that. But whatever it is, after you're done, you go ahead to export, or alternatively, you can right click and click share project. Now we are going to, I guess, I'm not going to click audio only for this one because I will actually show you guys. So we're going to click one of the regular options, go to settings, and don't mind this error. It's only showing because I'm in a video only format, but we are going to change it to audio only. Like that, the error will go away. MP3 or you can go Wave if you want. I prefer MP3 personally because they're smaller files. But if you want to go truly lossless audio, you can go Wave, because my old music teacher back in school used to always say that MP3s are terrible because Wave preserves the actual sound the original way it was. Yeah. So it's up to you. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree with my old music teacher about that. And then after you select everything, just hit next. It will have you pick where you want to save it as, and then just click export or render, and you will be rendering it. And then while that's rendering in the background, what we can actually do is go ahead, right click on here, click duplicate project as, and then we will call this video. Yeah, because we want some video. So we will click that, and then, double click on the video. Yes, even while it's rendering, because Final Cut Pro lets you do background rendering, so that's just fine. But alternatively, you can wait for it to get done rendering. And then from here, as you can see, our audio has been duplicated already. So we already have our audio, so that's perfectly fine. Now we just need to import some video. I decided to import just some video I had lying around. You can do the same, just import like some extra B-roll footage or whatever. And then after you've edited and cut it the way you like it, and, add some effects if that's what you fancy, and everything is said and done like that, then what you will do is you will either go up here and click here, or just like before, alternatively, you can right click and then go to export. And then this time, while you're in export, what you will want to do is go to settings and then hit video and audio. And then I'd recommend H.264, just so it will be smaller file size for you. And you might even want to, instead of going to audio and video, alternatively just go to computer, and then pick the codecs you want, multipass, single pass, entirely up to you. Single pass should be fine, but if you really want multipass, that's fine. And then just hit next. It will ask you where you want to save it, and then just save it, export, and then upload this to, if your site supports video podcast, so you can do that. Otherwise, you can just upload this copy to something like YouTube or whatnot. So yeah, definitely there's both ways on how to do it. Hopefully this has helped you create your first episode of your podcast. Like I said, there are similar ways in like DaVinci Resolve, Premiere Pro, I think there's even a way in like CapCut, things like that. But this is how you do it in Final Cut Pro, and this is how you do it in general. So yeah, definitely, hopefully this helped you. If you want more like podcast guides or just any guides in general, let me know, comment section below. But with that said, I will catch you guys in the future. Later.